Hi guys, Paul Dexter here. Well, happy March. It's this 2026 thing is already well underway, and hope you're having a great year. Things are starting off well for you. We've had a tremendous ISE show in Barcelona. We talked to many of you there. We showed some unbelievable things, such as floor plans for drawings, and we showed many of you drawings in general. And we also showed drawings to everybody at the Innovate Awards, of which we took home Software of the Year for that unbelievable functionality of pushing a button, and here are your schematics, your floor plans, your rack elevations. If you haven't checked out drawings, you might want to give it a look if you're interested in saving yourself any time, and fully editable. So of course it gives you a starting point, and then you may want to drag around some things, move some wires, change some things. But it is a game changer, and so check that out. So yes, ISE was amazing. After that, I went to Germany for another week or so, Austria and Germany, visiting many of you, I would think, if you're watching. Had some great conversations, talking about drawings, talking about Jetbuilt in general, and eating schnitzel. So got the launch list going on. And remember, in 2025, we did the launch list. It was in spring. Well, this year we've got an even bigger. We're calling it Things Get Launchy. It's Launch List 2. Actually, it's got a lot of nicknames. Here's the things we've launched so far. You can go to the website. Here's the address. Go to the website, check it out. We've launched in drawings unique item labeling. So of course, if you've got 10 amplifiers in a rack, you can name them amp 1, amp 2, amp 3, and we dynamically name those for you, but you can edit those. Now when you edit those, it pushes those edits out to your schematics, floor plans, rack elevations, all, so that they're all unified, and each of those items is unique. And of course, what's more interesting is now we're working on putting that into your assets area. So as you track these assets for the long term and you service these assets, those unique labels appear everywhere, including your client. If you're using Client Portal, they'll be able to see those same assets. And so that's one thing we've launched. Project list is now filterable by office. So if your company has multiple office locations, you can now filter your project list to show just the projects in your office. And so that's a unique, handy thing, as well as we have a office as an optional column. So again, these things appear if you have multiple offices. You'll see those two functionalities. Project projected close date. So inside your project details, you'll put a projected close date for a project. That is now an optional column in the project list. So you can kind of sort, you can see it, but you can also sort by what's closing the soonest, and you can focus on those things. Handy little feature. Clayton, whom many of you love on our team. Clayton is a fantastic jet builder. He knows more about Jetbuilt than anybody on earth, and he calls these quality of life features because they're not a game changer in a lot of ways, but they make life more enjoyable. And so searching for clients, you can also now search by their address. So many clients have similar names, many clients have various things, or you'll have clients with the same name, so you can now search by address, and that's handy. Client name is also now visible in the labor forecast detail report. That's a mouthful, but many of you do labor forecasting based on everything that you can track inside of Jetbuilt. The client name will now appear on those. And here are the things we're launching this week, maybe some maybe next week. Drawings, this is a big one. Let's say you've got 25 speakers in a chain for a long corridor, and we hadn't yet launched, but now we are. I think that happens today. Grouping those 20 speakers into a single little block. And you've got a little shadow behind it, so you know it's a multiple. It says X20 on the far right, and it says, SPK 01 through 20, or whatever that may be. You can edit that. You can individually name those individual instances within that little block, but now you can represent a long string of speakers as a single block. So that's a huge, handy thing. We're not saying we invented anything there. We just hadn't got to that yet, and it's coming today. We've been testing that the last few days. Install. We're now offering time tracking for desktop. Sorry, not now. These are the things we are building. Time tracking for desktop. And this is going to be exciting. This is still an install functionality, but many of you install users do your time tracking. And that time tracking, measures the cost for your projects. You'll now have a a login, clock in and clock out on the desktop with a little ticker running across the top little banner to track time tracking for, let's say it's designing a project, engineering projects. So a really handy feature. You can even bounce between projects, but that banner across the top will say you're clocked into this project. And here's how long you've been on that project. The reason we don't clock you out of that project just by moving from that project is you may be researching something somewhere else in Jetbuilt from a previous project or a conversation or something. So leaving the project doesn't mean you're not working on it, but you will have that clock out button no matter where you are, so you can clock out. You also can edit those times as you're getting used to this. You may forget to clock in and out sometimes, so you can also manually edit these times. So that's coming soon. This is a fun one, web links, URLs in PDF reports. So in your proposal, whether it's in a scope of work conversation or in a, come on, Paul, it's called discussion page. I invented it. You think I'd think of the name, discussion page, or the line items themselves. You'll be able to insert a hyperlink there. Do we still call them hyperlinks in 2026? It's a URL, it's a web link, and it will take the reader of that, so long as it's a PDF, of course, where it's live, they can click on that and visit the URL of the product itself. If it's a speaker, now they can look at that speaker. A TV, they can look at that TV. And you're in control of which ones of these appear, so not every single item will have one. And so it's both line items as well as the discussion areas in a proposal. Edit deleting of your own comments in discussions or install task comments. So you've often been able to say something and then you regret it and you can't delete it the way you can on social media. But now you'll be able to edit that comment or delete that comment. Finally, minutes and hours toggle on install tasks. When you're building up install tasks, minutes have been the thing, but some tasks are gigantic. So now you'll be able to enter in, you'll be able to toggle between minutes and hours, just the way you can when you're adding an item to a project, and you can add labor as minutes or hours. So those are the things we're actually building. There are, I think, 82 or some odd features on this launch list 2. It gets launchier, and you can follow them. But yeah, we've knocked out 5 or 6 of them, and you can follow along on the website. And there'll be more in each of these forthcoming videos. Hope your 2026 is off to a great start. Thank you so much for using Jetbot. We will talk to you soon. This is Paul Dexter signing off.